recently, the World Health Organization promised to roll out vaccine doses to 1 million children in Gaza. But in the implications underneath this statement was that they couldn't roll out these vaccines unless there was a humanitarian pause. Bearing in mind a humanitarian pause is purely 2 or 3 days. This enables the Israelis to restock their weapons. It gives the Israeli troops a 2-day break, the pilots a 2-day break. It actually strengthens the Israeli regime to continue its genocide. So humanitarian pause to roll out vaccines of polio to children in Gaza is purely to benefit the Israelis, because Israeli troops will carry the disease outside of the perimeters of Gaza and spread it amongst the 150,000 Israeli children who are not vaccinated. This is not to protect Palestinian children. This is to stop the spread of the disease into other regions, specifically the Israeli occupied territories. We also know that now this humanitarian pause or the ceasefire isn't really going to happen. So I asked Dr. Ali Tawil, who is a member of our team, what happens if the polio vaccine is not given to the children of Gaza in the next coming weeks? And he hesitated slightly, and then he replied, well, we all die. That stuck with me. I haven't been able to get that phrase from my head. There's also the concern of all the other diseases, infectious diseases that are being transmitted between Palestinian to Palestinian. There's over 103,000 cases of acute jaundice. 70% of those cases can be attributed to hepatitis. And I need to just say that these figures are out of date because, again, the World Health Organization takes so long to produce the figures. By the time we get them, they are nearly a month old. There's over 100,000 cases of scabies and an equal number of infectious skin diseases of unknown origin. There are no laboratories, there's no way of testing what these diseases are, but they're all extremely contagious. There are currently, and once again this is probably underestimated, over 13,000 cases of chickenpox. There's measles, rubella, which is also known as German measles, and cases of meningitis have also been declared. Now, on top of that, we have cardiac arrest, psychiatric diseases from PTSD, bladder infections, starvation dysentery, which comes from eating rotten food, birthing complications, hernias, gallbladder infections, kidney infections. You know, I could go on. This is just 50% of the list. When the Israelis begin moving Palestinians around out of humanitarian safe zones, and let me just point out, if a humanitarian safe zone is going to be bombed, then it's not a humanitarian safe zone. Always read between the lines. So moving hundreds and thousands of Palestinians around Gaza, like as if they were in a chessboard, into these densely populated concentration camps where actually there is no space in some places to even put up a tent. This is just exacerbating and helping to spread these contagious diseases. The spread is only of concern if it leaves the perimeter of Gaza and gets into Israeli settlements, or it's passed to 379 passengers on an aeroplane. During that soldier's time off, he could be carrying various diseases and passing it around, turning it into a pandemic. Now, with Rebuild Gaza, the only thing that we can do is provide a preventative medicine. We can't get pills and medication and vaccines into Gaza, but what we can do is get them clean, drinkable water. This will prevent some contagious diseases from spreading. It will give them a chance that the World Health Organization isn't giving them. With your support, with your donations, and with the help of Dr. Mohammed and his team on the ground, then we can help prevent the spread of some of these diseases. You can follow Rebuild Gaza's progress at Rebuild Gaza 24, or you can go directly to its website, which is rebuildgaza24.com. Thank you for listening.